Hi guys, thanks for joining me on Daliso's talk show. Grimsby Town versus Manchester United, second round Carabao Cup game. Grimsby Town did a madness. They beat Manchester United on penalties after the game ended 2-2. Grimsby Town were 2-0 up at a certain point. They almost went 3-0 up. A goal was disallowed. Then they had a sitter, which they missed. Their corners were pretty decent. Onana had a howler at some point. Honestly, Onana is a huge problem for Manchester United. Their keepers are in desperate need of either coaching or replacing because some of their performances are ridiculous. Anyway, Mbeumo comes back and makes it 2-1. Then Maguire corner. Well, he heads in from a corner and it's 2-2. Manchester United try to get some momentum in, but Grimsby Town are not laying down. Eventually we got to extra time. Nothing is yielded from that. Same old stalemate. Then we got to penalties, which kept going on and on until Grimsby Town. Well, actually, Mbeumo missed his penalty, giving Grimsby Town a 12-11 win. Ruben Amorim says that, it's really tough for him. He's sorry to the fans, obviously, that they have had to see this kind of thing. It really sucks to be Manchester United fan at the moment. I must say on my TikTok, I was laughing a little bit because it's incredible. I remember as an Arsenal fan being in this same spot, at certain points over the last 20 years where we've been fighting for dignity. It's a really tough place to be. And I think Manchester United are right in the middle of that, in that space where they're going to be seeing a lot more humiliation. I thought Ruben Amorim coming in had put an end to it. I thought some of these new signings were what was needed to heal the issues they've got, the wounds they've got, but I don't think it's going to be an easy fix. There's something fundamentally wrong with the foundations of this club that is causing them to be in this position. They're really bad, honestly. It was hilarious at some point. And the Grimsby Town manager said, he feels that they should have won that game in 90 minutes. I think they should. He had targets and they reached it. And it's really bad. Anyway, so Manchester United out, but Everton took on Mansfield in the other games and they went through. Fulham beat Bristol City 2-0 and Brighton beat Oxford 6-0. No doubt there. They performed. I don't know what happened. So in the third round draw, which has taken place already, Port Vale, my hometown, I'm in Stoke-on-Trent, so Port Vale will be hosting Arsenal. I'm going to try and watch that match. Hopefully I can get a ticket. So Port Vale will be hosting Arsenal, Swansea, Nottingham Forest, Lincoln City, Chelsea, Tottenham, Doncaster. Let's see some of the other interesting games. Brentford, Aston Villa. These draws are not good for the smaller teams because they're being pitted very early with a big team. So you're guaranteeing that for the fourth round, we'll have a lot of bigger, Europe teams that play in Europe and Premier League sides going through. More interesting matchups for the fourth round onwards, but really not good for the smaller teams. They've been shafted a little bit with the format of this draw. Anyway, so where was I? I think I said Liverpool will be taking on Southampton. Huddersfield will be hosting Manchester City. Brentford, Aston Villa. Newcastle United, Bradford City. Sheffield Wednesday so Grimsby will be playing away at Sheffield Wednesday. Wolverhampton Wolves will be playing Everton. Palace versus Millwall. Burnley versus Cardiff. Wrexham versus Reading. Wigan versus Wickham. Barnsley versus Brighton. Fulham versus Cambridge. It's a very good draw for the bigger teams, unless they don't want to be in it. Manchester United's out. taken out unceremoniously, really, mostly by Grimsby, even if they managed to get to 2-2. Very embarrassing performance. And yeah, commiserations to all my Manchester United followers and friends, but this is so bad, you guys. What is going on with Manchester United? I think we were in this spot about 7 years ago, where we were just putting out everything we tried was really bad. So I do feel for Manchester United a little bit, because we've been there when we were rebuilding. When Arsenal were moving to the Emirates, they had to make so many concessions. They had to sell their best players, which Manchester United haven't had to do. They're just deteriorating, they are rotting at the same way their stadium is rotting, apparently. But Arsenal, at least we had a good excuse, although we didn't want that excuse. We couldn't buy decent players. So right now, I feel like Arsenal have moved into a phase where now we are going to be joining the big boys of European football. And we are going to be a team to watch, because we can now compete with big teams in buying the best players in the world. So yeah, let's see what happens. But yeah, sure. Yeah, that was the Carabao Cup sort of review for the third round, and it was a disaster for Manchester United. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys pretty soon. Bye bye.